Breaking news from the military broadcast station.
Hello and welcome to the Military Broadcast News, where we make sure we are Rome. Here in Rome, we take our military very seriously. All men that own land are required to serve in the army to make sure we are the best we can possibly be. Our greatness is due to the fact of our organization. Our military units are called legions and include infantry, which are foot soldiers, and cavalry, which are men on horseback. We take pride in our success and give thanks to the fine gentlemen who have served this empire. Recently in news, we recently just won the Punic Wars. Yay! After a long fight, we came out victorious. It all started when Carthage started to challenge us on the sea. Oh, those stupid Carthaginians. It was terrible at first. Carthage would only fight on the water, and boy, we are terrible at that. We then decided to stand up and convert this stinking war into a mini land battle. We equipped our ships with huge hooks and stationed strong soldiers on our ships. We came out victorious, and it was the most glorious thing I've ever seen. But then the second war began. The Carthaginian Hannibal decided to surprise us from the north and attack us. It was almost impossible for us to bounce back after this, until our amazing general, Scipio Aemilius Africanus, sailed our troops over to Carthage to destroy Carthage once and for all. Finally, one of our own named Cato the Elder kept telling us to keep fighting and completely wipe Carthage off the face of the planet. Then was the Third War. Didn't last very long, because immediately we destroyed Carthage and made Hannibal commit suicide. Yeah! After these wars, we finally have dominance over all of the Mediterranean area. Woo!
Join the Roman military and fight for your country.
Join the military because we are Rome.
We are Rome.
Welcome back to the Military Broadcast News. Since the Punic Wars ended, the Republic of Rome have grown in power and prestige. Although this may seem good for Rome, this has caused it to suffer from corruption, greed, and over-reliance on slave labor. Since there has been a huge supply of slaves entering Rome, the unemployed Romans are now selling themselves to do whatever a wealthy senator will pay them to. Because of the slaves, the patricians are getting even richer and the plebeians are getting even poorer. Also, because of the enslaved people, small farmers are having trouble because they couldn't compete with the large estates that are being run by enslaved. When the soldiers become civilians again, this will be a real issue because most soldiers are plebeians and they will become even poorer when they return. Thanks to Tiberius and Gaius, Rome is getting back to where they were before. When Tiberius was elected tribune, he stated that he wanted land distributed to poor families. When Gaius was elected, he stated he wanted wider reforms, which included grain being provided to the poor. Even though they were killed, their ideas worked for Rome and have caused the corruption of the Senate to be reduced. As of right now, Rome is in full growth. This will be good for soldiers when they come back and become civilians again, because they will be granted more land and goods. Because of how exceptional the war tactics and the weapons the Roman military used to fight their battles, they are able to win a lot of wars and are the reason Rome's empire is able to expand all the way up to the British Isles. All of these reasons also allowed for the Roman army to be one of the longest surviving armies. Two successful generals were Pompey and Julius Caesar. During their time, they made Rome much wealthier. Both Caesar and Pompey were part of the first triumvirate of Rome. Each one of the leaders that led the army knew what was best for the soldiers in order to succeed.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this is breaking news.
It's just a commercial break, you move.
My bag!
In this commercial, we're going to talk about the phalanx. The phalanx was a war tactic that the Romans used when fighting other people. What this was is they stood in rectangular form and used weapons such as spears, pikes, sarissas, and similar pole weapons to fight the other people. This worked a lot of the time. And the word phalanx usually describes the formation in the ancient Greek warfare, although the ancient Greeks used it to describe massed infantry formation.
Why should Caesar get to stomp around like a giant while the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet? What's so great about Caesar? Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Okay, Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. People totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
Breaking news, Julius Caesar has been assassinated. We now go to Caesar Specialist with the full story.
6 years ago, Pompey was afraid of Caesar's potential that he had displayed in Gaul, so he convinced the Senate to order Caesar home to Rome. Caesar, being the ruthless leader he is, did not listen, and instead he marched straight into Rome, and Pompey fled. Caesar and his army fought Pompey in Asia, Egypt, Spain, and Greece. Citizens of Rome heard all about Caesar's success against Pompey, and they immediately took a liking to Caesar and what he could do for Rome. Politically and as a general. Caesar did wonderful things as a dictator, including helping the poor, find jobs, and he colonized land so citizens who did not own property could own property, and he also increased pay for the military. The only problem was that many other senators and people in the government were scared that eventually they would lose all of their power. So to stop him, Marcus Brutus and Gaius Cassius stabbed him to death right in the center of the Senate chamber.
6 months later.
Breaking. Octavian has now been named Emperor of Rome, and the Senate has changed his name to Augustus. Julius Caesar's followers rallied around Octavian and beat Mark Antony in battle. But after defeat, Octavian refused to go any further, and an alliance was formed between Octavian and Mark Antony. Mark Antony decided to bring in Marcus Lepidus, and the three of them formed the Second Triumvirate.
Forever!
1 eternity later.
Well, this is the end. This is it. This is it, guys. What's the point of this job anymore? I mean, seriously, the whole system is broken. May as well just quit now. Our military is falling, and our whole empire is going down. It's just terrible, it is. It's horrible. We had to hire Germanic soldiers. I mean, come on. We can't even have our soldiers anymore. But all they care about is their generals. They don't care about Rome. They don't care about us. And now as I'm speaking, the Huns are invading us. Not the Suns, but the Huns. And it seems like the end. And for all those who are watching, I thank you for your service. I'll see you in another life, and may we meet again. Alright, welcome to the tourist information for Rome. This is why. Rome is the best city in the world, and you should definitely visit it. You know, besides the fact that we're going down as an empire, it's okay. Rome is great. So, we have something called a Colosseum. The Colosseum is for wild beast fights and for gladiator battles. It's insane. It's amazing for the lower class, if you are, to come watch and you get to see people die and kill each other. And wild beast fights, who doesn't want to see beasts kill each other? Now, you also have the Roman Forum. This is amazing. It's temples everywhere. Everything you want to see, go there. Don't forget about Circus Maximus. You can see chariot races. You can sit and watch for the day. Great place to hang out. And in Rome, we also have something called an aqueduct. This is a great thing to see. You won't see it anywhere else. It's where we carry our water through all of Italy and through Rome. Thank you for watching the Roman Military News. And remember, we are Rome.